Hey legends, real quick one today about superannuation because I've been getting a lot of questions about it. Here's some drawings from a client meeting I had. I thought I'd leave them up there and go through with you guys how I explain to them. Okay, it's massive misconceptions around superannuation. Everyone talks about it being an investment vehicle, government steals your money, it's too risky. It's just completely wrong. Okay, it's not about the investments, even though that's part of it. Superannuation is all about the tax benefits. Okay, it's a tax vehicle. Okay, that's what's important about superannuation, and that's why we use it. So the thing is, everyone says too far away. You know, I can't have access to it, it's my money. Well, you're actually trading the tax benefit for the time you can have. So it's a forced savings plan. So the government doesn't want you to touch it because most of you would and you blow it. So to save it, put it away so over time you can get a tax-free income. Okay, that's what it's there for. So you're trading off having to pay more tax to leave it in there untouchable for a while. Now, you need to understand that superannuation isn't the only part of your portfolio. Unfortunately, it's most people's only retirement fund. But it should build part of your portfolio. And the part it should build is the income basis, because the benefit of superannuation is the tax-free nature of it in pension phase or in retirement. Okay, so it should be building as much of that as your income portion, so you don't pay tax. Okay, we want to try and not pay tax. We've been paying tax our whole life. So that's what the best part about superannuation is, and that's what I'm going to help you understand today. Vehicles, okay? The four main types of tax vehicles in Australia are individual, which is your marginal tax rates, okay? From 18,200 below that 0%, all the way up to if you earn 180 above, 45%, okay? Then we've got 19, 32.5, 37% tax rates, okay? Depending on how much money you earn. Don't forget the Medicare levy, which ranges from 1 to 2% if you don't have private health. We can go on top of those in certain circumstances. A trust, so this is another big misconception. You know, if you have a trust, no one can touch your money. That's wrong. This is an asset protection vehicle, a bit of an umbrella, but it's not accessible. It just helps protect your money or your assets. You can hold assets inside a trust, so you can hold a house, shares, you can hold them in there, but any income that's produced from that asset or goes through the trust must be distributed. It can be held in there, but it's taxed at the highest marginal tax rate, and you don't want that. So, with the trust, what happens? It gets distributed to individuals, and then it gets taxed at their marginal tax rates. Company. So companies are a good one. Flat rate company for a small company with a turnover currently under 25 million is 27.5%. From next year onwards, it goes up to under 50 million, and that's still taxed at 27.5%. Later on, it'll come down to 27, 26. We'll see if that happens. Over those numbers, 30% flat rate for companies. Okay. And then we have the bad boy, the super, the best one, unless you either don't earn much or you dodge in the system. While you're in accumulation phase, so accumulation phase is between now and retirement. Okay, so most people under 60, where your money's invested, we're growing it, we don't have access to it. Okay, so accumulation phase generally you don't have access to it. Tax at 15%. Now, different pieces make up there. Right? It can be non-concessionals, concessionals, but just as a broad range, 15% tax. Okay, is what the tax implications on those are. Once you get past that, you know, for military members, you've got preservation age. And preservation, you can't try not to confuse pension age and preservation age, or retirement age and preservation. Preservation is when you can touch your super, okay? 55 for military members in MSPS, DFRDB, and I think ADS super. I have to double check that one. And 60 for everyone else at the moment, which looks to increase, okay? Retirement age, however, is currently 67.5, and that's when you get access to the age pension. So likely to see preservation age push up to retirement age, but not sure yet. Once you do hit preservation age and you retire, this is where the big benefit of superannuation comes in tax-wise. 0% tax, 0% on earnings, any income that comes out that you draw, 0% tax, but also the value of the assets in it. So as they grow, capital gains, no tax. No tax, right? That's what we want, it's huge. Yeah, even through accumulation phase, like 15%, you can see there's only one tax rate that's better than 15%, and that's for a pretty low earning amount, okay? So it's still very tax effective the whole way, because the money that sits in there, the earnings, the income that you earn on your investments is also tax low. So tax, low tax is what we want. Now, what I want to discuss was, you know, in light of my taking on high profile, you know, some people think all I do is insurance and super. Not the case, okay? And basically think of me as anything with your money manager, I guess we'll call it. But let's stick to super at the moment. They say, oh, you know, I've had a few people inbox say, yeah, you know, I think that could be cool, but I don't think they want to do super or insurance. Starters, I do much more than that, okay? Forget that. Even if I don't do that, I have a massive value. But I'm not going to push someone to do superannuation. Superannuation might not be the right thing for everyone. However, I don't see many other options of building a tax-free income at those age groups, right? People think it's so far away that it's not great, but you should be building as part of your portfolio to get a tax-free income at retirement age. And we can see it's not very easy to do, right? The cap, transfer cap, the maximum amount of money at the moment you can roll over to pension is 1.6 million. That takes 64 years of your concessional contributions. So concessional contributions are the ones that you put in before tax. So salary sacrifice, what your employer puts in, right? Or any ones you claim a tax deduction on. 25 grand per year is the max. It'll take you 64 years to reach that cap if you're maxing out. I don't know, that's not even usually possible. I mean, just to work from 20 all the way up to 84. Not really going to happen, right? So it's pretty hard to reach. So then we have non-concessional, which is money you put in after you pay tax on them. What's the benefit there, you ask? You've already paid tax. Well, when you put it in and invest it, the earnings and the assets, they don't generate tax. Okay? Whereas if you did it in your own name, well, they don't generate as much tax. Whereas if you did it in your own name, you get taxed at your normal tax rates, right? So the non-concessional is 100 grand, and we can bring forward 300 grand over 3 years, right? But 100 grand a year. So if we did a mix of concessionals and non-concessionals, maxing out both, it would take us 12.8 years. So best case scenario, if you don't build a superannuation fund, when you're 47, you'd have to start dumping cash. That's 125 grand a year. You'd have to start pumping in. Now that 100 grand, don't forget, is after tax. So it's probably more like 150, 100 or more, right, that you have to earn and put it in there, right? So it's quite a bit of money. Okay. So in regards to the high profile athletes, movie stars or whatever that have lots of money, they still should be building that aside. If they want to, they can start at 47 and they've got the money dumped in, but they can't guarantee they'll probably burn through most of them. So it's good that they put a bit aside so we can grow. Because remember, this number here, 12.8 years, 1.6, doesn't include interest rates. It's not including growth. Okay? I'm just saying, pretending we save it in cash. You can probably bring that down to 6, 7 years if you had good growth rates, right? Maybe 8 years. But if you do that from way back when you're 20, it doesn't really look anything like that. It's much, much less, okay? So I think it's more like 15 or 20 grand concessional contributions per year and you breach that cap. So just keep that in mind. So anyone, whether you're high profile or not, that's what you should be thinking of your super as. The tax-free income portion or asset portion of your retirement portfolio, and you should be working on it now. It doesn't have to be your whole portfolio, it just needs to be a portion to generate that. I hope that helped. I really like clarifying super because it's a lot of questions, a lot of mistakes around it. If you've got any more questions, get in touch. I'm happy to help out. So, alright, cheers dudes, catch you soon.